Well, I think you have to... I think what I'm doing is I'm misremembering. So I think you have to do the chandelier jumps when you flipped the tower. I think is what the deal is. And I haven't flipped the tower yet, clearly, so... Because I don't have the item to flip the tower, I don't think that dungeon is completable as it is currently. I don't know why I put a boss marker out here. So I don't know what the fuck this could be. Oh, I'm nowhere near it. Okay. Never mind, I thought I was going straight toward it, but apparently not. Oh, this is the mariner, isn't it? This is the ghost boat guy. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I vanished. Had to get some groceries. No worries, dude. You never have to apologize for not being here. I'm just happy that you showed up. Happy that anybody shows up to this shit fucking fest of a stream. I like his death horn. That shit's really cool. It kind of gives me a Nordic vibe. Oh, he killed all the Skelly boys for me. I'll take that. Finally, a boss that I don't need Latenna for. Nice boat, nerd. Nice roll. Nice skeleton. I think you're one of the Lame brothers, always there for them. Oh, Llama brothers, gotcha. Yeah, he's cool. Deathroot, skeletal bandit ashes. That's cool. Doesn't get much cooler than skeleton bandits. Unless you're like former pirate skeleton bandits. Then it's even cooler. Okay, so now that we have that dude out of the way, we don't have quite enough souls to level, which is unfortunate. Let's see what we can do. Let's see where we can go. Smithing stone 3. Nice. Cool. There's also an item here, apparently. Trina's lily. What the fuck do those do? What are those for? Are they a crafting component? I assume they are, but I don't know what they craft. Exceedingly rare to find. Not really, because I have fucking 30 of them. Ready then. Okay, so now that we've dealt with all that, I think I was going to go... Hold on. Sorry about this. Let me check my list real fast of things that we have to do. Yeah, okay, so we've already done everything in Liurnia. Crafting component for sleep stuff. Okay, so this is the thing about Elden Ring. Even though it's an open world game, even though they give you a ton of material to craft with, I've never made anything in this game, ever. I've never made a single item out of crafting. Not once. Not a single time. Let's go to Ainsel River. I don't know if I'm equipped for Ainsel, but let's go there. And then after the Ainsel River, we will go depart to the Altus Plateau. And we'll go run through Altus, and we'll see what we can get done. I was going to be up for 3.5 hours, so I have another hour or so to make progress. So let's see what we can get done. No promises. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it into Lanedale today. But we should be able to hopefully get some stuff done in Altus. It depends on how long Ainsel takes me and how well equipped I am for it. And if the bosses are really big, nasty, scary, deadly, we'll fuck off and go do some other shit. But I remember doing Altus, or Ainsel, around this point in the game, so I believe it should be doable with what we currently have for equipment. I'm just not entirely sure. Also, I wish you would quit playing the sinister evil music so I can check the fucking goddamn map. I don't know where I'm going without the stupid fucking goddamn map. See, I'm going in the complete opposite direction because I don't have the fucking map. I like the pots, they can be quite helpful. How so? I know, you might like the invigorating cured meat. Maybe. I don't know, like, there's so many support items in this game, like, I feel like they're catered to different people's playstyles, which is very good. But, because I haven't crafted anything, I don't know what's good, or what I would commonly, frequently use. Or, like, what materials are goods to, like, keep an eye out for, and all that kind of stuff. Frostpots stun opponents out of most stuff. Yeah, so that's something that, I've gone into it, like, at length, but Malenia has one attack that I feel is very bullshit. Like, it's just a very poorly programmed, dumbass, fucking stupid attack. Malenia uses a move called Waterfowl, and it has infinite tracking. It does your entire health bar. and it's a multi-hit attack, and it's just simply ludicrous, and she generates a fuck ton of health from it if she hits you with it. But I know that when she goes into the air, if you throw a pot at her, you can stagger her out of the air. But that's the thing, is I feel like that's kind of abusive, and I feel like that's a bit of a cheese. But at the same time, that move is so ludicrously badly programmed that it edges it out and it makes it feel fair. Now, that's kind of the thing that I hate about her, is because rather than being a highly skill-centric fight, where you need to dodge correctly, and you need to learn the timings, and you need to evade her at the right intervals, it's more of a, how much can you challenge her bullshit with your own bullshit? And I don't like fucking crap like that. It just sucks. That's not what these games are about. These games have never been about that. And it's kind of bad, and I don't like it very much. And I just wish the fight was better directed. I wish they would have put more resources into actually trying to make it a legitimate fight and a legitimate battle. Let me parry the waterfowl like I can when a player does it. I mean, I've never even tried to parry the waterfowl. I don't even know if it's parryable. I've never tried, just because the attack was pure bullshit. And it's like, if it's a move that fucking instantaneously kills me, and no matter how I block it, or I try to run, or evade it, or roll it, or like no matter how I position myself, she always catches me with it anyway, I'm not going to be incentivized to try and risk parrying it, you know what I mean? It's just like, why program a move to be that bad, that bullshit? It just doesn't make sense. It's kind of just poor. Huh? Elden Ring, I can't very well move when I'm stuck on a wall, and then I was stuck on the ant's body. Like, it acted like a platform, and I couldn't move at all out of any of that. That I could have rolled. That I could have rolled as well. Like, you saw when I tried to jump and do a jumping attack that I got stuck on the body of the ant? Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know how people no-hit this game. It's just fucking absurd. Canon players, Melanius is not parryable. Oh, I see. So you can parry Waterfowl when players do it with her weapon. Gotcha. Okay. Grace Mimic. I have no idea what the fuck that does. Hello. See, that's what I like. I like my vigilance and my astuteness to be rewarded. That's kind of what these games should do. That's what these games should always aim to do. I did not feel like he had the range to hit me right there. Or her. Could be a female ant. Luckily, these aren't red fire ants, otherwise we might be in trouble. Smithing stone, okay. I wonder where the fuck you came from. Have you ever played Neo? Unfortunately, yes. Now, if you're referring to Neo 2, I thought Neo 2 was a phenomenal game. Neo 1 is a complete piece of utter shit. What do you think about the game? I feel like Neo 1 is very ambitious, but they didn't know their mechanics well enough in terms of execution to make them feel fluid and fair. Neo 1 also has garbage combat balancing, where everything one-shots you or you cheese everything, and I don't like that. I like fights to be adaptable yet fair. I like them to be learnable and constructive rather than nonsensical amounts of bullshit, you know what I mean? Okay, we're not going up there yet. So, Neo struck a very delicate balance between very high tension learning curve and adaptability, but it doesn't allow players adequate room to have the fights feel well gauged and well made or fair. Like, they just don't feel very fair. I would like the fights to feel entirely adaptive. I would like them to feel like the player is doing like everything they are expected to do to be able to win a fight, instead of the game relying on oodles of damage and ridiculous amounts of fucking unfair bullshit to kill you, with like uber hyper damage and bullshit like that. This is gonna be memes. I thought so. Why? Why are they just spamming that? I closed distance for a reason, so that they wouldn't spam that, and they just do it anyway. Why? Do I have any poison knives? I mean, I really don't want to sit here and poison them to death. There we go. God damn it. Fuck this fucking game, dude. That's just bullshit. See, that's the kind of crap I'm talking about. That's not very fun or fair. Let me combat your enemies. Don't give them fucking stupid, ridiculous ranged attacks where they can just pile up in a cave like this. It's fucking dumb. Just let me fight the goddamn fucking things, and I can't do that. I can't even fucking summon my summon to cheese them back. It's just kind of stupid. They can't even be poisoned either. Like, I'm sorry, but if the other ants would fuck off, I could close distance on this one and beat the shit out of them, but they're all still huddled up together. What do you want me to do here, dude? What do you want me to do, Elden Ring? What do you expect? This kind of bullshit just sucks. Don't do it. Just don't do it in your video game. Just don't do it. It's bad. I'm having to get really creative here and rely on throwables to be able to kill these enemies, and I shouldn't have to do that. I should be able to dynamically engage your game. I shouldn't have to do this stupid, silly nonsense. I should be able to just fight your enemies, and I can't do that. There's 2 more Giga Ants, okay. Can I get the attention of one by throwing a throwable? Or are they both gonna aggro? They're both gonna aggro. But the other one's totally fucked off in the other direction, so I think I'm fine here. Now, I can't remember if these ants have like a ridiculous AoE if you break their sack or whatever. No, they don't, okay. Golden Rune 10, Rune Arc, okay. Nothing else, that was it? Okay, no other ants hiding? Alright. So yeah, back to the conversation about Nioh. I feel like a lot of their concepts are really good. I feel like a lot of the gameplay mechanics that they put into the game are fucking awesome. Nioh literally has one of the best combat systems I've ever seen in a video game before. Wait, does this lead to the same area? Does this lead to the same place, or is this somewhere different? I can't tell. But Nioh 1 is far too critical. What they demand out of player capability is not gauged by average player base. And the game is way too challenging for a lot of people, and it's not even the fact that it's too challenging or it's unlearnable, given that it is difficult to adapt to. It's that the game is catered to far too minimal a demographic for the game to be accessible, I think. And what they demand of the player is far too critical. It's far too insane for what they expect, especially for the damage values that they apply to everything. So when you play Nioh, you're basically essentially, whether you want to or not, running around as a perma-glass cannon, and I think that sucks a dick. Like, I think that's terrible. Granted, Nioh has a lot of RPG potential to be able to build however the fuck you want to, but it's not well emphasized in the first game. I feel like the second game does a lot more with it. And then the other thing that holds Nioh back is its button complexity for inputs. Having to do so many inputs back to back or in tandem with other inputs gets the registry really muddied, and it disjoints the game, and it makes it feel like it's being played at a weird snail's pace. And I don't like that. I want the game to feel fluid all the time. And it just doesn't feel like that to me all the time. And I was very bad at Neo for a while, and then I played Neo for a very long time, and I got really respectable at Neo. And then I fell out of Neo because I had done everything in the game, and when I went back to play it, the game felt a little bit alien to me, but it didn't feel alien to the point where I could not play it. That being said, I was nowhere near as good at it, and I got frustrated with a lot of the game very, very quickly, because I felt like I couldn't adapt, and I was no longer in my prime, and it felt like I was incapable of playing the game at the degree that I had played it before, and I didn't like that. It just killed my enjoyment of the game. I did not want to play it anymore on account of that. I just didn't want to play it anymore. The game did not feel very fair to me anymore, and it really killed my enjoyment of it, and I did not like it at all. That isn't to say that Neo's a bad game, it's just like I get frustrated with it in aspects and regards that other people don't. I can't roll. I literally couldn't roll right there. Could not do anything. Can't roll. I can't do anything, Elden Ring. You need to allow me control. Like, this game does that so much where they just hit you with one thing and you're immediately back-to-back sandwiched with something else. Like, there's another hit that you can't avoid, or like an enemy is winding up another attack and you can't do anything. They just hit you back-to-back and stun lock you. It's like, why is that bullshit in your game? I want the game to feel challenging but fair, not unfair. Also, I kind of feel like these guys should stagger. These enemies should stagger when you hit them. Especially because I'm using a heavier set weapon, I feel like they should stagger. They just don't. It makes them very cumbersome and annoying to fight. If there weren't so many of them, if there wasn't such a high density of them, it wouldn't really be all that much of an issue. But because there is, it's very annoying. This is very tedious. So, like, I wonder if these guys would be better tackled with spells or something like that. Maybe Faith, maybe Lightning or something, rather than trying to melee combat them. But I don't have any other option but to melee combat them right now, because that's all I have accessible to me. With the stat investments that I've made. And if you're going to tailor your game around a plethora of playstyles and potential approaches, then you need to make every single approach viable. And these enemies don't feel like they're viable to be fought with a physical build at all. Like, they just don't feel viable. They feel like very poorly constructed, poorly tailored enemies. And, like, I don't understand why I should have to sit here and rinse through fucking 5 million heals to be able to kill this group of enemies. Because, like, I want to play the game, but I don't want to run past every potential challenge, you know? Like, I want to play the game at a fluid pace, and I want it to feel genuine. And it doesn't feel genuine when you do shit like this. It just doesn't. It sucks. And if I had a couple complaints about Elden Ring, this would certainly be one of them. While the enemy designs are some of the most varied that have ever been in a FromSoft game, given the game's size and its stature, I wish these were a little bit more accessible to different playstyles, I think. I also wish I could do actions sooner. The delay from coming out of an action to doing another action and committing to something else is way too high for what this game demands. It's just a little bit high. It's your opinion on it, and that's exactly what I asked. It's a good game, don't get me wrong. Neo needs patchwork in a couple places. But, again, that being said, if they refined Neo's formula down to a science and made it very, very good at taking input all the time, in every circumstance, in every condition, then it would be the best RPG combat game that I've ever seen before. I don't think anything has ever been able to top Neo 2's combat for me, in terms of a video game. Not in an action RPG. I don't know why it's jumping me backward. Again, these enemies should stagger if you hit them. There's absolutely no reason these enemies should not stagger. You're fighting them with a great weapon, you're fighting them with a hammer, they're made of stone, they should stagger. I can understand if you're using like a dinky, like even a claymore, I could understand. I remember that thing. If you're fighting them with like a claymore or like a short sword or something like that, I could understand. Yeah, I would say that Neo 1 is a flawed masterpiece as well. The disjointedness and the criticality of having to time your key pulses literally perfectly really kills Neo 1 for me. Other than that, I think it's a phenomenal game. Some of the bosses are a little bit simple in their designs, but some of the other bosses are, like, impeccable. Like, admittedly, some of Neo's bosses are some of the best designed bosses I've ever seen, but it's kind of like a grab bag of nonsense, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, part of it feels fair, and the other part of it feels like just bullshit. Like, if you've ever fought Date Masamune or Date Shigazan, Date Masamune is a better boss than Shigazan. But Shigazan is only bad because of his hyper one-shot bullshit damage. If he didn't have that, he'd be an enjoyable fight. But he's more simple than Date Masamune is. I should not be doing this. I got very lucky right there. That was very fortunate. I knew that interval was bad. I knew that was stupid, and I went for it anyway. That's my fault. Oh, it shoots me from there. I'm misgauged. Boop. Boop. Oh, that's not good. I did not want iframes right there. Okay. Nice. What was this guy blocking? Was he blocking anything? No, he's just a dick. The key pulse mechanic was really enjoyable for me to learn and master. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the game was constructed to a point where tailoring and improving your skill at it is a very high commodity. Like, you want to do that. The amount of sway that it gives you in terms of understanding the game and its fluidity and its construction and its combat hinders upon that key pulse mechanic. And my first playthrough of Neo, I've gone into this countless times as well. My first playthrough of Neo was no key pulsing, no stance swapping, no skills. And I just made the game insanely hard on myself for no fucking reason. There was no reason to do it. I just did it out of ignorance. Because I did not feel, as a player, that I was capable of learning Neo's complexities to its combat. And that's the thing, is you're walling yourself off from a really good experience if you don't acclimate, or if you undersell your own capability. And that's what I liked about Neo the most, is it felt very gratifying and very rewarding to explore its mechanical depth and understand what they expected from the combat. And it's one of the best Souls-likes ever made, in my humble opinion. I do honestly think it's really fucking good. I don't feel like it gets much better than Neo. And a lot of people discount Neo as a knockoff Souls, and it's far more than that. That's understandable. I'm lucky that I was able to get away with that. Okay, I was looking at my stamina meter, and I was like, I think I have enough to be able to make it through that. Hello, there's a merchant here. Ainsel River map. Cool. And it still is. Neo 2 is not getting deleted from my console. Yeah, Neo 2 is great. If you've played the PS5 remaster, the remaster looks beautiful, but it plays like crap. Neo was not intended for a PlayStation 5 controller. It was intended for a PS4 controller. And a lot of people look at me weird when I say that. And it's something that you'll only understand if you've played the game. Okay, the prisoner clothing kind of sucks ass. This guy doesn't really have much else that I want. So I know you can kill the merchants and get their bearings or whatever, and you can give them to the handmaiden so you don't have to come down here. But I really don't want to make a habit of killing the NPCs. I should have hid first and went for the item afterward. That was kind of stupid on my part. Not gonna lie, that was not very bright. horizontal. That's honestly still not bad. That's not terrible damage. For what I was capable of obtaining right there, that was not a bad trade. Okay, let's run around these scrub noobs. They suck ass. Okay, this might be a better interval for this. I didn't feel like that would hurt them for some reason. It's good to know that it can. Okay, careful. Alright, let's analyze real quick. Got a golden centipede. I don't know what the hell that is. Okay, somewhere around here. I don't know where. Can we hide right here? We can. Oh. Okay, let's rely on our stamina again. You definitely don't want to roll forward on those. You want to roll horizontally. Okay. There was an area up here with a leaning tower that looked like it went onto some sort of, like, yeah, railway. That's what I want. How do I get onto that? That's what I want to check out next. I need to find a place where I can hide and dip, though. Very good, okay. How do we get up there, is the question. Maybe we can't get up there from this side. Maybe we have to go around the other side. Back through the other volume of caves. Yeah, because it doesn't look like this is able to be moved through. No, not from this way. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to the Grace. I'm going to hide behind this tower real quick. Okay, good interval. Let's be very cautious. Nice. I don't even know how the PS5 controller differs, but I can see that it is enough different to make it uncomfortable. It's just a little bit odd. The button mapping and where the buttons are located are the same, but the controller has a broader width, and it makes it a little bit difficult to string together your combos that you want to do. And it muddies up the combat to a great degree when it shouldn't. And Neo play is so technical that it leans into needing a certain amount of flexibility and comfort to be able to make certain things possible. And when you're really skilled at Neo, or when you're more adept, it's immediately more problematic and it's immediately more noticeable. And again, I don't expect a lot of people to understand that, at least people that are not too well versed in Neo, but it is very, very much so a problem. It's a ongoing rampant issue with the PS5 version. Okay, rather than get myself into the same bullshit scenario, let's try and be smart about how we tackle this. Okay, they're still over there. 2 ants, alright. Feel like I should have gone for a little bit more aggression there. Nope. That's not what I wanted. That's fine. Not bad. Okay, that was much easier. That could have been just as bad as it was the other time. Got a formic rock. Immunizing horn crown. Okay. Smithing stones. Crystal darts. What is in here? I don't recall. Where's my torch? I must have taken it off. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, fuck these things. Fuck these stupid things. It's gonna do it again, of course. Piece of shit bastards. Come here, you stupid little four-eyed frog fuck. Pieces of shit. And let me guess, there's more of them, isn't there? There's another cave with like 5 of them. Okay. Mm-hmm. Nice. Soap. Cool, that's what we did that for. We did that for soap. And here is the best area in the whole game. Can you guess what the purple-red stuff is? I'll give you a hint. Miyazaki's higher-ups are like, okay, you can make a new game, but no more poison swamps. He's like, okay, I promise. No poison swamp. You got it. I promise. No poison swamp. And then he has a fucking poison lake because fuck you. He's a fucking complete dick. Okay, so if I recall, one of these directions is okay. The other direction is not so okay. Melted mushrooms. Okay. Is this what I think it is? Ghost Glovewort 2, okay. This is what I think it is. Okay, I have no idea how hard this motherfucker is going to hit, so I'm not gonna top up quite yet. But, let's see how it goes. Very cool area, though. Wanna know what's even cooler than the area? This fucking guy. Dragonkin Soldier of Noxtella. This dude is pretty sick. And he's gonna die very fast. Ugh, that was a good roll on my part. I didn't deserve that, but we take those. That didn't hit very hard at all. That's not what I intended to hit. Okay. God damn it, item cycle, fuck. Wish I could just hotkey that shit. Yeah, this is where this boss gets really cool. Fucking ice lightning. I should have fought that guy with way less powerful of a weapon. This is part of my problem with Elden Ring. Like, you know what I gotta start doing? I gotta up my equip load so I can run multiple weapons on my body, on my character at a time, so I don't have to go into a menu. So if I'm doing too much damage with my weapon I'm currently rocking, I have to use a weaker weapon. That way it actually feels like a fight, because I don't like that. I don't like it when I come to a boss and it's like, oh, I can kill it in 10 or 15 hits. It's like, no, I want it to be a boss fight. Like, I didn't even get a good chance to fight that dude and re-experience him because I'm doing too much damage. But, like, trust me, that boss is really fucking cool. It's a really cool fight. Some of his AoEs are a little bit wacky. They're a little bit fucking ridiculous. But, overall, he's a really cool fight. Okay, so I got a giant glovewort, but I don't know what that does for me. Ah, okay. So it just goes to plus 10. Alright. Neato. So this is a dead end, which is the unfortunate news. The fortunate news, however, is that Ainsel Riverwell is now done. So because Ainsel Riverwell is done, we can go up to Altus and do a little bit of running around in Altus. We're not going to be able to do quite as much as I liked, but I didn't think we were going to have time anyway. So that's the good news. So Ainsel River is finally done. Now, that is to say, I don't know if I've done everything that Ainsel has to offer, but at least we got to see it, and we know it's there. So if we have to come back, we can come back. We can always come back. It's not a big deal. There is some areas in Altus that I need to go explore. And this is going to be the first one. So let's go to the Grand Lift. And let's make our way over to Altus.